First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. We appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. And of course, you can find us on YouTube for the Fox 12 Oregon channel there. You can find us at KPTV.com or the Fox 12 Oregon apps. You've obviously discovered one of those. I just want to give you the other options, and feel free to share this as well. Today, for this segment, we are going to be talking to Bruce Campbell. The Bruce Campbell, Ash, Evil Dead, so many other things. And we're going to be talking about his new show, Hysteria, which is on Peacock. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'm going to give you the general idea of what it's about. So essentially, it's a small town in Michigan, as so many Bruce Campbell movies are about. A small town in Michigan set in the late 80s, kind of at the height of the satanic panic era, where essentially heavy metal bands were considered to be evil, and people had all kinds of weird ideas going on about that. Look that up if you don't know about it. It's a really interesting part of history. But in this town, there is a band at the high school. They've got their own little rock band. It's not going well for them, so they decide to embrace the satanic side of things and make themselves the evil band in town, and to get more people to come out to the show. So that's the general principle idea of it. There's a lot more that goes into it, and Bruce Campbell plays the sheriff in this show. So just so you have that understanding going into talking to Bruce, we only had a few minutes with him, but it's still a few minutes of, well, it's talking to Ash. So here we go, Bruce Campbell on Fox 12 Now. You've been a part of so many different iconic movies and roles. What was it about Hysteria, about this particular story and role, that drew you to it to start off with?
The writing. I'm typing. The writing. Writing is everything. You know, in the beginning, you go, oh, wow, they want me in a movie. I'll be in it. And then you realize later it was a crappy movie. And after a while, you get more familiar with scripts, and it's just a good script or bad script. Well, this was a good script, I thought. Fun premise. Bring a satanic panic to a small town in Michigan in the 80s. I'm from Michigan. I was there in the 80s. Small towns can't handle this stuff. And that's what you want. So that caught me. I'm playing Chief Dandridge, an age-appropriate role. You know, I can just be me, an older guy with experience, which is what I am now. So it's fun to play. And the writers did a good job making him more well-rounded. He doesn't talk down to teenagers. He has a conversation with them. You know, he's the cop that I want in my school.
Right. Yeah, different than some of those, the old sheriff roles in horror movies. Yeah,
where the guy's smoking a cigarette. It's my way or the highway. Goes home and he beats his dog and gets drunk. You know, it's that. Right. This isn't that guy. This is he's the guy that you want running the show.
Well, I mean, in the show too, you know, the satanic panic thing I think is really fascinating as well, and just like studying that era of people, you know, with the heavy metal bands, obviously with Iron Maiden in there. I just saw Iron Maiden about a week ago. They're not scary, but you know, back then that was such a terrifying thing, and specifically to small towns too. You know, what do you think it was about that just scares people in small towns? These metal bands?
Look, you know, newsflash: America is religious, and in the 80s they were even more religious, and so you know that was the Reagan era. Good, bad, right, wrong. Say your prayers at night, you know.
Yeah.
Give little Billy his medicine back, and everything has to work out nice. But so I think you're always going to get pushback, and music is always pushing back. Elvis was a renegade. You know, they'd only shoot him from the waist up because of the satanic stuff he would do with his hips. You know, sex is bad. Everything was bad, and so musicians have always pushed back. Of like, okay. Kiss, Knights in Satan's Service. Yeah. You know, they look like Satan worshipers. AC/DC, Antichrist, Child of the Devil. You go, wow, guys, if you're looking for trouble, that's a great way to find it.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned, you know, your age appropriate role. And you're on set, you know, with obviously a lot of younger actors and younger kids. You know, what's it like for you being there on set and being now, you know, the statesman of the set, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the Ben Franklin of the group. You know what? It's just try and lead by example. I really do try and get on set on time. I try and know my lines. I try and hit my marks. I try and be a good collaborator. And that's all I can hope to impart with younger actors, because they don't know. Some actors, if you learn bad habits early, they're going to stay with you early. So I'm just trying not to give them too many. Well, Campbell did this or Campbell did that. I'm trying to make them see that you can be a professional actor, get your work done, and then if you want to go play, go play. But get your work done first, man.
Is that still the same? You think, has anything changed from when you started out to where you are now when it comes to that? Or is it still just those principles? Know your lines, be there on time.
Well, you'd be amazed, man, how many actors don't know their lines. And it's like,
seems like that's job number
mortified. One. Those are dreams you have. Those are failure dreams of not knowing your lines. And, you cannot approach a character at all, period, if you don't know your lines. If you know your lines, you can say it fast, slow, with an Italian accent. Backwards, forwards, because now you're ready to play this part scarier, play this part funnier. You can do that if you know the words, but it's stunning. How many actors show up and they go, do I have lines today? And they're looking at their script. I'm like, dude, get with the program. So no, our actors are good. We're making them behave. And I think hopefully Peacock will see that they need at least 2 to 3 seasons out of this.
Yes, 100%. I can say I have been watching it. I have not finished it yet, obviously, but it is really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun.
I actually, believe it or not, I think the family could watch it, because if you have teenage kids, I think it would be hilarious. You'd be shouting at each other during the show. Parents are idiots. No, teenagers are idiots. No, you're not. So it's good for America. This show is good for America.
It is across the board. Everybody can call everybody else an idiot on equal grounds, and it all works out. A couple other questions, just really quick. You lived in Oregon here for a long time, and forever. And so I just wanted to ask about that. What is it that drew you to Oregon to begin with?
My mother moved up here before I did. My mother moved west after she left my dad in Michigan. She always had a thing about the West. So she went west, and I came out here to visit her in Oregon, and she had faxed me back in the days of faxes. She faxed me some real estate listings. She goes, hey, just take a look. And I was like, okay, whatever. My wife went up to visit her up in Oregon, and we were like, oh my God. And so we were really taken back. So please edit this part of the show out. I don't want anyone to know how pretty Oregon is, because they'll move here. And then it won't be Oregon anymore. It'll be California. So I don't know. It's a beautiful state. And I just made a movie in June here in my little valley, in the Rogue Valley. And it is an unexploited state. Beautiful coastline. Amazing Cascades running right up the middle. The high desert is unbelievable. There's nobody there, Yeah. And I can't wait to film every inch of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different territories, different things that you could do, different backgrounds. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll edit this out, by the way. He's making this up. Oregon's terrible. You definitely don't want to.
Horrible place.
Definitely don't want to come here. I did have a question from one of the fans, too, who wants to know if you're going to be having any more books coming out.
I do, but I don't really tour these days. The days of giving the publisher 90% of your proceeds, I'm kind of done with that math. Now I self-publish. I put them out. So yes, there's a lot of books in the pipeline. There's movies in the pipeline. I'm getting busy.
Excellent. And final question: if you could have had any other weapon as an arm other than a chainsaw, what would it have been?
Wow. Like maybe a grappling hook. Well, I would be one of those multi-attachments.
Yes.
Grappling hook. Need to get up a castle wall. You could put a crossbow on it. It would just be a multi-tool. I'd do a click and snap.
That's very utilitarian. Get a lot done with that.
Yes.
Well, Bruce, thank you very much for having some time with us. I really appreciate it. The show's amazing.
Get ready for season 2.
Yes, season 2. Let everybody know about that. Watch season 1, but then anticipate season 2. So there you go, Peacock. All right, thanks so much, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right, Bruce Campbell. That was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. So again, his show Hysteria is on Peacock. You can check that out now. And thank you, everybody, for tuning into Fox 12 Now. You can watch all of our segments, again, on the YouTube channel, KPTV.com, or, of course, on the apps. We cover a wide range of things on this show. We get to have longer form conversations. And some of these things you'll end up seeing on our other news shows, too, in the cut-down version, but you can always watch the longer version right here with us. But that's it for right now. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.